Okay, girls, I'm going to explain to you the, it's kind of like a lab assignment, lab/assignment, we'll call it a assignment. Groups again. Alright? So, this is a document, there's a bunch of activities in this document. The one we're going to do is the one that says studying proteins, domains, and protein families. And it's divided into two parts. The first part is quite technical. So in other words, do not wait to the last minute to do this part. Basically, you have to, this is an online textbook, and it talks about proteins, and it goes into way more detail than our textbook. So I have some specific questions about proteins that I want you to look at. And some of them you may already know, some of them you may not know. So like, these are the questions that you have to go through, and it's all on that resource. So if you go here, everything is here. It talks about proteins, talks about shape, talks about why they take on a certain shape. It talks about protein families. It's all there. So you have 8 questions, like for example, on mature proteins, on comparing different types of proteins, on protein families. All right. So that's the first part. First part's research. You may see some of these questions on your test next Monday. Alright? You may see some of these questions on your test. Now, the second part is your analysis. This is the lab part, okay? And you're going to use something called BLAST. I'm going to explain that in a second. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you with an example. So I'm going to highlight this. Okay, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to show you how you're going to analyze a protein, okay? Now, what I copied, so you see where it says, enter the following? This is an amino acid list. Remember I told you that amino acids have 3 letters, like lysine would be LYS, but you can abbreviate it to 1 letter, just so you can, compact the list. This is a list of amino acids, okay? And I don't really know how many are in here. I'm not going to count it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you 5 unknown lists. So 5 samples. You don't know where they're from. Your job is to figure out where they're from. I'm going to teach you, Miss Christina Jung. Again, your name is now. You hear it again. So. It's very easy. So you go to this is the home page, the NCBI, okay? I'm going to use a feature called BLAST. So I'm going to click on BLAST, and I'm going to use something called Protein Blast. I'm recording all of this, so if you don't remember, it'll be in SkyDrive and Labs under NCBI video, okay? So Protein Blast, okay? And you know how I copied that stretch? I'm just going to paste it in here, okay? And what I'm going to do is once I pasted it in there, I'm going to hit this blast button. Now, what this will do is it'll look through its database, and it will look for that sequence. Does any protein have this sequence? And if it does, it'll retrieve that information, okay? And it'll tell you basically, what proteins are very closely aligned with that sequence. So it'll kind of give you a hint as to what the protein is. You might not get the exact source it came from, but you'll get something very similar. Okay? So I'm already getting some information here. Sometimes this takes a while, so we'll just wait here. Oh, by the way, the sequence was 71 letters long, 71 amino acids in length. Mm-hmm. It does it on its own. It'll be done soon. But right away, so this is the stretch of amino acids, and it's telling me that part of this stretch is found in a family of proteins. Now, what's a family of proteins? A family of proteins are proteins that have this part in common. Remember we talked about proteins have domains? So proteins have like regions? Oh, yeah. So all of the members of this family have this region in common. So they have a part of the protein that they all share. So this stretch has a part that belongs to what's called the thrombin-like superfamily. All right? Because you're going to be asked, does this protein belong to any families? And in this case, it does. But it also belongs to another family. And so what we can actually do is we can scroll over it, and it should give you some information about it. Okay, maybe it doesn't. It should. I guess I have to click on it. Before I click on it, let's see what came up. Okay, so this is a list of the proteins that are very closely linked, or they align very closely to that stretch of 71 amino acids. I'm going to click on the first one. I want to see what it is, okay? There's a lot of information here. So it's telling me that, and a lot of this is technical, but I want you to see if you can weed your way through the technical stuff and just get to the basics, okay? So what is this? I can actually click on it. So here it's got an ID number. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to see what this thing is, okay? So here it is. This is a protein. This protein is 308 amino acids in size. And it comes from an organism, comes from a cow, all right? It's not really important that you know that part. Let's see if we can figure out what this protein is. Now, can you see the screen? Or is it too small? See it? You can see it on your thing? All right. This is a protein that, where is this description? It should be here. All right. Blood coagulation coenzyme. Let's see what else we got here. Thrombin. Some key terms are here. This is a protein that plays a role in, guess what? Blood coagulation. What do you think that means? Blood clotting. This is a protein that plays a role in blood clotting. And so one of the things I want you to do is, once you identify kind of what the protein is, I want you to tell me what is its role. So this is a protein involved in blood clotting. Now, if I go back, great, I'm going to hear that now in the recording. So I can click on. Alright, here we go. So now what I can actually do is I can actually zoom in into the domains, and it'll actually tell me what it does. And again, there is a lot of technical stuff. I don't want you to give me the technical stuff. I want you to keep it really, really simple. So this says here, this is a protein that is involved in converting fibrinogen to fibrin. Okay, now, does that ring a bell? Did you ever hear about that? Fibrinogen to fibrin. You ever know?
Does it have anything to do with fibrin?
All right. If you had me last year, I'm going to show you a picture, and I hope you remember it, because all right, so here it is. It's coming up right now. So what are some of the key terms in the search that we did? We did a search of an amino acid, string of amino acids, 71 in length, and we came up across some key terms. Thrombin, converting fibrinogen to fibrin. Yeah, this is a protein that's involved in blood clotting. This is a fibrin mesh. You may have seen this last year. I'm guaranteed if you hadn't, I showed you this picture.
I don't know.
Yes, both. So this, again, is a protein involved in blood clotting. You don't remember this picture? No. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I must not have taught grade 11 biology last year. So must have been someone else. Okay. So that's it. Okay, that's it. So if you look at the document, actually, let's stop the recording.